Hey guys! Stopping to make lunch and I thought I'd film a surgery update video because currently no one in my flat is out in the kitchen, so it just seemed like a good time. I'm just reheating my HelloFresh right now and making some rice. It's been almost 3 weeks. There's honestly not a great deal to report since like day 7. The sinus rinses I'm still doing every day. I did them twice a day up until a couple days ago. If you guys haven't seen my first vlog, I'll link it down below and at the end of the video. I actually show me in hospital and the aftercare, like my post-op appointment, all that kind of thing. So that's more that kind of thing. This is more just like following up. But yeah, I'm starting to feel so much better already. I'm still a little bit stuffy, as you can probably hear. So if I breathe in, you can see it's not like super clear, but that's just because things are swollen because they're healing. If you guys did watch my first vlog, you'll see in my post-op appointment when the specialist put the camera up my nose, there is actually a lot more space in there now compared to prior. So yeah, I'm sure it's just like swelling from the healing. Also, it's freezing here right now and I'm reclimatizing to Auckland because I was down in Taranaki for a bit. So it's just like, I don't know, everything recalibrating, I suppose. I am still a bit stuffy, as you can probably hear. And I don't know, I was kind of cocky in the first video thinking that I was just going to get way better by like the end of week 2. I'd be completely able to smell and able to breathe, but of course I'm not superhuman, and the surgeon did tell me it takes 6 to 8 weeks to actually start to see your results, and it can take up to 6 months to fully heal. So while I'm very grateful that I'm up and moving, I have lots of energy again, and I have a little bit of like air I can get through my nose, I still am stuffy, so there's that, but it's nothing bad. I find that during the day I'm just very used to breathing through my mouth, so I tend to do that because you can see it pinching in. It's not like easy, but I have been finding as I'm sleeping I kind of like snuggle up like this, and if my mouth is shut I can breathe through my nose okay, so that is a huge win, super exciting. So yeah, if you're thinking of getting the same surgery, like I would recommend it already because I can get more air up there than before. Most people just wanted to know, can I smell yet? And yeah, I can, a little bit. Like it'll get better, I'm sure, but yeah, I can smell. Like this food smells good. I have to put in like manual labor to smell, do you know what I mean? Like I don't just smell stuff naturally because I'm stuffy, but if I'm like sucking air up, then I can get a little bit. So yeah, I'm sure with time it will get better. I got like a rollable perfume when I was in New Plymouth because I was so excited that I could smell it, just a tiny bit. It was like an essential oils one. I'll put up a photo. A year ago is when my smell started to go, so with time you just gradually get used to not being able to smell. You'd think it's awful, but when it's a subtle like decline, you don't really notice it. And I don't know if you guys get grossed out when you smell like mince, like mince meat cooking, or like certain smells that like turns your stomach. Now when I'm chopping meat or cooking, I suddenly get like overwhelmed with all the smells and I kind of like don't want to eat anymore because I'm like, oh, but then it passes, like I'm getting used to it again. The last week that I've been back in Auckland, I'm almost like a tiny bit hay feverish, so it's probably just the cold weather which isn't helping with the congestion. But yeah, I'm really happy. I'm not having any pain. There was kind of like an eye ache and almost like the top of my teeth were aching directly after the surgery. That's all gone now. I have been wearing my retainer again at night because I swear my teeth moved, like how the nerves at the top of your teeth kind of ache when you get sinus surgery because it's all like linked a little bit. My teeth were sore, and so I wore my retainer last night and sure enough it was so tight. So today my teeth are like kind of sore, but I've been continuing to do those sinus rinses, which I'll do a PSA about those. Oh, I'll just do it now. I got quite a bit of hate in my video because I didn't do it correctly, so I apologize. I just did it how my dad taught it to me because he's been doing them a couple of years, but you definitely are not supposed to use tap water. You are only supposed to use boiled water for those, which I do now. But yeah, I'm sorry. For the first week after surgery, I wasn't allowed to do a rinse yet, and then for all of week 2 I've been doing them night and day, and then coming up to week 3 I've cut back to 1 a day now because I think like 4 days ago I noticed that not much was coming out anymore in terms of like scabs and like little clotty bits of snot and stuff. It's so gross, but that's what happens. It like flushes you all out. By the way, it's way less painful now too, which is good. I think it just hurt so much in that first video. It didn't even hurt, but it just felt like really wrong. It almost made me gag, and it's just because everything was so swollen still. I was really like squirting it in to get it around, whereas now everything's a bit like clearing up and healing. It's not so bad. Hopefully I didn't frighten anyone. But yeah, they're not bad at all. I do them now just with boiled cool down water. You can like re-microwave it. So yeah, I'm just doing those in the evening now. I still sometimes get a little bit of gunk out, but it's nothing like fresh. Like at the start it was, yeah, like fresh blood, and it's not super scary. Like don't be worried, it's more like snotty blood. I don't know. This is gross. Not me like preparing my lunch while I talk about snotty blood. By the way, this is one of my HelloFreshes I did the other night. Look how good that looks. It's like a chicken curry. I'm just cooking some rice. This is such a like off tangent from this video, but I'm so much more confident cooking now because of HelloFresh. I think I'm on like week 8 of doing the boxes now, and I did get it as PR initially, like I did a sponsorship, but I'm paying for it myself now. That's how good it is. So I cook for Brit and I. She usually stays at school quite late. She's a teacher, doing staff meetings and stuff, and I just like make our dinner. And I know so many recipes now. I've kept them all in a folder, but I just highly recommend it if you guys aren't very confident with cooking. Like it's honestly so good, and heaps of those recipes I could make not with HelloFresh like in the future, because the spice blends will just be like paprika or something, like you can tell from the taste. So yeah, I wanted to shout it out because it's honestly so good. I was never big into cooking. I just didn't want to like put myself out there. Like I hate the thought of me spending an hour trying to make something and I feel really like iffy about it, and then you know someone else has to eat it too and like might not really like it, and then you're just like, oh, this was just such a waste of time. I don't know, I've never been into cooking, but now I love it and I love eating, so it's just great. Anyway, I think I do have a code for them, but I don't know if it's still active because like I said, I'm just buying it myself now. But I'll write it on screen just in case. I think it got you, let's see how good my memory is. I think it was $40 off the first box, 30 off the second, and then 10 off the third and 10 off the fourth. Yeah, because the total was like $90 off your first 4 boxes. I don't know, but if you guys want to use it, feel free. I don't make any money off it, but just trying to hook you up with a code. So yeah, I don't know what else really I can update you guys on. I'll have to do another update maybe like week 6. It's gonna be really exciting when my smell fully comes back, but like I said, I can smell stuff a tiny bit. Like if I smell this, I can smell it. So exciting. It smells like yeah, paprika and like coconut cream. I mean, I guess I know what's in it because I made it, but yeah, it smells good. It's so exciting. Funny story though, one of my perfumes was so expired and I've been wearing it like everywhere, and I put some on the other day and I said to Britt, does this smell off to you? And she was like, oh, that smells like pure alcohol, and it really did. So I've just been walking around smelling like straight terps. People probably thought I had a big night out. Like, to be fair, it was bought when I was in Sydney, so it was like 2 years old, but just makes you wonder how much stuff like that's happened, you know, because I can't smell. I couldn't smell. So yeah, that has gone in the bin. It was Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. If you guys know that perfume, I might re-buy it because I love that perfume, but yeah, it was off. Just gonna check the rice. She's looking pretty good. Rice haul. Just gonna use a fork and see if there's any water at the bottom. Ooh, she's perfect. This is actually a flex of mine, as I am so good at cooking rice. Even my older sister, who's like a big foodie and a good cook, I made them curry one time and she was like, your rice is so fluffy and amazing. I can never make rice this good. So that's my flex. I can't poach eggs, but I can make good rice. That's like a skill I really want to learn, is poaching eggs, but I've tried about 12 times and I just suck at it. And before you write in the comments, add vinegar, stir the water, do all this, like I've tried everything, okay? I'm just not good at it. The whites always separate. It's really stressful for me. I can make scrambled eggs, fried eggs, any other eggs you want. I can't make poached eggs. Okay, I'm just gonna put this in the microwave. This is like the loudest video ever. If you guys love all the background noise in the video. In terms of energy, I think I was feeling really good about day 10. I drove home after 2 weeks exactly, just to give myself some time. It's a 5-hour drive between Taranaki and Auckland. I also drove the wrong way. The first time I went down there, I went out like this coastal track and it was like a BMX track. and I had to go 30 k's for like an hour, and there was all these like goats and sheep and cows, and I loved it. I was like, oh, hi animals. And then I got home and my dad was like, where have you been? Your car is filthy. And it was really bad. Anyway, I knew I had to focus on the way home, so I didn't go the wrong way. This is why I don't use maps, because it always sends you some totally random place. Like, does anyone else have bad maps experiences? Before Otorohanga, it just like sent me out to the coast. I don't know why, instead of going through like Tikawiti. So I didn't use maps on the way home, and I was fine. But yeah, I was all good. I didn't get too run down during that drive. I did stop in the middle for lunch. But my point being, my energy levels were good enough to concentrate for a 5-hour drive. I think I mentioned in my last video, you're not actually allowed to fly for 3 weeks if you have nasal or sinus surgery, which I kind of had both. I probably should have said at the start of the video, but what I had was a bilateral septoplasty, bilateral turbinoplasty, and FES, which FES is more like your sinuses. He said one of my sinuses was collapsed, so he had to like cut a hole in it or something. Look, I'm not a surgeon, but it was something like that. And so yeah, I couldn't fly, but it's all good. I actually did heaps of op shopping, which I'm going to do a video on soon when I was down in Taranaki, so I could load it all up in my car, so I wasn't mad about driving. Gave me some more like flexibility, because usually I fly, but now I like kind of want to drive everywhere. I loved the drive, looking at all the autumnal trees, and I loved being able to go where I wanted to go. It was great. I'm just gonna chuck this up for you guys now. I'll have a proper video up soon, but yeah, the lighting's turning to trash. I'm sure I've forgotten important questions. Hey guys, as I'm editing this, I remembered something I wanted to mention, which is I did not have a cosmetic nose job. I have been fighting with people in my comment section. Not actual fighting, but like low-key I've had a lot of people thinking they know best and saying like, she had a nose job, there's no point trying to hide it, like all this kind of thing, saying that the appearance looks different, like the tip of my nose looks different, all this stuff. If it looks different, if anything it would be bigger, because it's probably still a bit swollen. I asked my friends and they were all like, it looks the same, but I have noticed it's a tiny bit more swollen when I'm doing my makeup. Otherwise, like it looks the same. Like, does this look like a nose jobbed nose to you? Like, it's still the exact same. I did mention in my other video and on Instagram that it was just a purely medical surgery, but I just wanted to reiterate that if people want to believe that, there's nothing I can do to change their minds, but my nose literally looks the same. It shouldn't look any different on the outside, except for maybe slightly bigger and like worse looking because it's swollen right now. But yeah, there was no cosmetic changes done. The deviated septum, it's all on the inside, so if YouTubers ever tell you like, oh, I needed a surgery for my deviated septum, and then they walk out with like plastic surgery, they're just finessing you. They got plastic surgery. This was not plastic surgery. It's so I could smell and breathe better again, and my nose isn't going to look any different. It's the same. So just wanted to add that in. Okay, back to the video. In terms of cost, I think I already said, because I went private. Public was over a 2-year waiting list. It was 12,000, so I've paid off the hospital now, which was about 5,000. I've paid the anesthesiologist. They billed me separately, so that came to my address here. I've paid that. It was about 1.6 thousand. I've just paid the, sorry, I'm just like scratching my bare breast. I just paid the surgeon, and that's all the costs. It's so funny though to see the breakdown of the costs. I was looking at the printout Southern Cross gave me, and like my blanket that I used was like $30, and I have to pay for like their face masks they wear in theatre, and like it's so weird. You literally pay for everything. I guess the government like doesn't cover anything because it's private, so you kind of pay for everything that like the staff use. It's not just like stuff you use. I don't know, it was just funny. Also they gave me cocaine. It was like syringe of cocaine. I was like, whoa. So I'm gonna eat my lunch now. But yeah, leave me any comments down below, any questions about the surgery, and I'll make sure to reply to everyone, because I know I've probably missed something in this video, but I just wanted to chuck this up quickly. I'll have a thrift haul up very soon, and also a full face of Lush products, which will be really cool, like Lush makeup. Kind of cool, right? Because like people don't really talk about their makeup. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.